a while. I'll let her kind of tell a little bit more about that. But I think she's probably been through every stage of this business. And I know some of us have been here a while too. And so I thought, I feel like Brianne's a really good one to like pour some wisdom into us. And I'm sure she's like in between baseball and softball and all the things. So I really appreciate you taking time to like speak to us because I saw in your stories you've been sitting through like rainstorms and it doesn't look fun. I'll let you take it away, Brie.
All right. Happy Monday. I love that I live in a world where I really have to think about that. It's Monday. Hello. Um, yeah, it has been wild over here. So before we even get going, what I want y'all to do is drop in the comments right now what's was happening in your day today that derailed you. Like you woke up this morning, first of all, my name's Brianne Coolidge. I live in central Pennsylvania. I live on a farm with my husband. We have three. My son is almost 12, and then my girls are 13 and 15. Our worlds are wild right now. We've got all the things. I could talk forever about my story. I don't want to tell y'all all the nitty-gritty details of my story because that's not going to move your needle, right? I could go back and be like, 10 years ago, I joined Plexus by mistake and I never wanted to do network marketing. I mean, I didn't. It was a total accidental business. I'm sure that some of y'all can relate to that. Maybe some of y'all joined for the business. The reason that you're here is not as important as the reason that you stay here and the reason that you're going to keep staying here. And that's what I want to dive into tonight because we all woke up this morning and we were like, okay, it's the beginning of a month. I'm going to go diamond tomorrow. I'm going to get my 12 people. I'm going to have two hats in the mail. I'm going to have $800. I'm going to do all the things. And then 3 seconds later, it's like my kid forgot their belt for school and we didn't get the ball uniforms washed and it's still in the back of the car and now it smells because it got rained out. Like there's all the things, right? So what happened in your day today that derailed your plans? Maybe you went to sit down to send out a message and you were like, I've already messaged them 62 times and they never respond to me. And so maybe I'll just move to the next one. And then you open up the next message and you're like, oh, this person hasn't responded to me in the last 5 times and I just not going to message them. And then all of a sudden, folding socks sounds more appealing than actually getting to your messages, right? It's like anything in the world and it's not productive. Like who cares if the socks are folded, right? It does not matter. But in that moment, we just think, oh, I'm going to go do this. So hair appointments, right? Tough conversations. I was just super busy running from high school to play. I was up 3 times with a 1-year-old. Y'all, I feel that. I had 3 kids in 3 years. It is tough, right? Um, Here's the deal, y'all. Excuses sound best to the person that's telling them. We all have it. My busy, not any busier than somebody else's busy. Your busy, not any more important than somebody else's busy. Because there's always going to be something. Always. That's life. That's the beauty of it, right? I had my entire day mapped out today. I'm a planner. I'm very type A. And then all of a sudden, my oldest, my 15-year-old messages me and she's like, hey, that home game that was supposed to be home today in like 5 minutes from our house, our fields are unplayable. We end up driving an hour to play, get 5 innings in, get rained out. Now we get to go back, right? Like there's always going to be something that comes up. But the reason that you're here at 8:30 for y'all, at 9:30 for me, at 7:30 if you're mountain, whatever time it is, you have something that's more important than listening to me in your mind right now, right? But you're showing up on a Zoom on a Monday night because you have a goal, you have a dream, you have a vision that's bigger. The only way that that is going to happen for you is if those excuses, because that's what they are, if those excuses that you dropped in the chat are not as big as the why that you want to become. And so, what I want for y'all tonight, and I love Lacey, like we get chances to just run into each other. It's always at the most random times and like lines waiting to check in, and our husbands are like, we know each other. It literally is the best. You have everything that you need right now. You just have to realize it. This is 80% mindset and 20% skill set all day long, every single day. Because I guarantee you, if you sit down with any of the diamonds, and I know that Emily will echo this, sometimes we're like, how did we get here? We don't know, other than we just kept going. A diamond in this company has heard more no more times than anybody else. That's really what it boils down to. And we're not afraid to keep on hearing no. 80% mindset, 20% skill set. You can come up with anything that you need to do in this business if you are willing to keep going. Every single one of us has a backstory, right? How many of y'all have hit a rank and fallen back from it? Me, every single one. I think maybe with the exception of silver. Every single rank that I have ever hit, guess what we do to ourselves? We start living this lie that we're never going to get to the next space. Your energy is what's going to attract. It is not your rank. It is not how long you've been here. It is not how many people you have on your team. It's not how many people have fallen back. It's how many times you're willing to get back up. And it's how much you're willing to invest in this. I don't know about y'all, but I was a teacher before I was in Plexus. I had 3 kids in 3 years. My oldest daughter had tons of health issues. My oldest daughter had her first anaphylactic attack when she was 14 months old. And I was terrified to go back to work because I did not want to put her in a daycare setting. I thought that I was busy then. I thought that I was being buried. Plexus kind of just showed up in our lap. I made fun of it. I told people to never message me again. Like, I will never do this with you. And then it changed our worlds, right? There were so many dang times that I wanted to go to bed. And there was some reason that I just kept pushing along. I had no idea then that COVID was going to hit, that we were going to have to sell our cows, that like in the midst of all of that stuff, my husband would have had to go back to work. Instead, we cash flowed a pool. This was not even on my notes to tell you all this tonight. But I want you to see the bigger picture in this. That right now you have some circumstance in your world. Maybe it's those excuses, right? My kids are so busy. I've got all of these appointments. I've got to keep up with this. I've got to do this. That, y'all, this makes me so emotional, but that is not your hard. Like there is some hard that is coming for you, and I don't know what that is, and I pray that it doesn't come, but I also know life, right? And you know life. And there's some version of hard that's probably coming your way, and I want you to be prepared for it. And I don't know another option other than Plexus that allows women and families and men to be more connected and more together than this. Like if you would have told me when I was going to college and I was going back and getting my degree and all that stuff, and I had my life mapped out, that at 40 years old, I would make more than a brain surgeon from my cell phone because I'm making ridiculous reels and TikToks, it would like, what? Never, ever would I have thought that that reality was here. And so you better bet every single day when I wake up, I'm going to unashamedly tell other people about this because I've got my health back, I've got my kids back, and now I get to be able to help other women. So those things that you wrote down in there, I want you to re-ask yourself, what really was stopping you today from doing the things that you wanted to do when you woke up? Because those things that you wrote down, they are not what's stopping you, y'all. That should be what's driving you. I have so many appointments. My kids needed this. I had to go do this. I needed to get this done. Those are the reasons why you want this, not the reasons why not to. Because what if you really got to wake up in your day and you got to design it? What would that look like for you? Right now, I want you to write down an amount of money that would change your world. How much money a month would absolutely change things for your family? I don't know what that is for you. You don't have to put it down in there in the comments. But is that $5,000 a month? Is that $10,000 a month? What is that for you? And now I want you to put a line through it and I want you to double it. Because what we do is we cap ourselves. We cap ourselves in the number of messages. We cap ourselves in thinking that we can't find leadership. We cap ourselves in a rank and we cap ourselves in money. And none of that exists here. The only thing that exists here is what you're telling yourself every single day. And it comes down to the belief in the energy, right? And so those excuses that we have that we put in here earlier, it's not about that. It's about the fear of something. Is it the fear of being rejected in a message? Is it the fear of what you think about when you're going to put up a post? Is it the fear of leadership? Is it the fear of success? I know that that sounds crazy, but some of us have it. Some of us have lived underneath of so many mindset money issues our entire lives that we don't feel like we should talk about money. I was one of them. I don't know what it is for you, but it's not those excuses. It comes down 100% to the belief that you have that you can make this happen and the energy in which you're willing to keep going for it. Because here's the real part of this, right? Your body will not go anywhere that your mind hasn't already gone. And that can be positive or that can be negative. If your mindset is like, ooh, yeah, I really want to get my 12 people this month. I really want to get the hat. I want to get the extra $800. But then you open up the messages and you're like, ooh, but I don't know. They're probably not going to do it with me. Or you have that one dream teamer on your team and you're like, I really want them to go silver and to catch the vision. And you open up their chat and you're like, yeah, but they're never going to do network marketing. Like, I really don't think, guess where your body is going to follow? And guess where your energy is going to follow? To that negative mindset that you've already set for yourself because you're already putting caps on your leadership and you're putting caps on those people that are on your team. So, what are you filling yourself with? I don't know about y'all, but if I listen to like Matthew McConaughey, or if I get on and like Denzel Washington, some of those people that are just like tough, rugged, like go fund the dream. That was the most terrible impersonation I could ever have done. But you know what I mean, right? Listen to a Diamond doc. What are you filling yourself with every single day? Part of my story, I didn't have an active upline when I joined this. And so I didn't have anybody that was like, hey, Bree, actually, that's a lie. My second upline, I went silver. I thought that they had paid me wrong because I was like, who in the heck ever gives this much money for getting three people? And this was 10 years ago before we had any of the extra bonuses. I made like $300 that month. And I was like, I'm pretty sure that they paid me wrong. This is terrible. But I was like, also not messaging anybody because we really need the money. And so if they made a mistake, like, oops, I was a math teacher though. And so I got out the compensation plan. My second upline had never really had anybody that had gone silver on their team that fast. And so it was my mom, I made my sister-in-law, and I had one friend. I didn't know what I was doing. She messaged me and she was like, hey, you just went silver. You should share your story. And I was like, hey, you should never message me again because I will never do this. And that was legit the end of the conversation. And then I looked at the comp plan and I was like, oh, they didn't make a mistake. I like math. I love numbers. I think maybe I could do this. That was how I got started in this. And then I went to YouTube, y'all. I watched every single video by Sarah Marble. I watched every single Diamond documentary I could do. I remember I went to my very first event was Jen Leith. For some reason, I went to this for a Super Saturday. We didn't have satellite locations. And Jen Leith was a very good friend afterwards. And so now I can say this, but I remember watching her on stage thinking, if she can do this, like I can do this. I can do this. Who are you filling your funnel with? Some of y'all have people on your news feeds and you're comparing yourself with them, and it is dragging you down. If you are not if you are not following people that inspire you, y'all stop following them. I know that this probably goes against some stuff that you've been told before. If it is a diamond in the company that is not like filling your soul, block them, unfollow them. You don't have to follow every single Plexus person, right? I have some people that I love, but for whatever reason, I find myself comparing things and it's not filling my cup. And so I unsnooze them or snooze them for 30 days, right? Like you are allowed to have that choice in this opportunity. Because if you're showing up online and you're like, ooh, but I don't post like them and I don't put a picture of that. Yeah, don't do it to your uplines. Don't block Emily and Lace. Like that's bad advice, right? But there are some people that you're following. I don't know. Maybe they're not even in Plexus. Maybe they're in another network marketing company. Maybe they're not in a company at all. And you're just so worried about who they are and what they're going to say or if they're going to see it. Unfriend them. How many times are you letting somebody else dictate your day? That's what it comes down to, right? Y'all, when I first started this, I feel like a squirrel tonight. Bear with me. When I first started this, there was somebody, y'all can picture them too, I'm sure, that I was like, ooh, I just don't really want them to see my post. And so I'm going to play it real safe and I'm not going to be real bold on there. And eventually, you know what they did? They started screenshotting my posts and making fun of me in another group. And I started hearing about it and it wrecked me. I was a gold ambassador at the time. And I remember vividly where I was sitting upstairs in my bedroom, sobbing my eyes out because I was like, oh my gosh, like I live in a small town. Like we have zero, I mean, we do have a couple stoplights now, but everybody knows everybody. I was like, I don't want to go to the grocery store and have them like picking on me about stuff like that. I'm a 2 on the Enneagram. I just want to sit in a circle and sing Kumbaya. And I was so hurt over it. And I think back on that moment all the time now, y'all. Like, what if I would have stopped? Right? Like, I feel like I could cry right now about what if I would have stopped? Not just for my family, not just for the things that we're able to do now, but now we have thousands of people on our team that are forever impacted because Tarl and Alec had a dream and they carried it down to every single one of us. And right now, there's something, maybe it's not a specific person, but there's something that you have that is capping your leadership lid. And what if tonight you just decided, I'm not stopping there anymore? I'm not stopping there because I've sat at senior gold for the last 6 years and I feel like I can't do it. You are one decision away. If right now, and some of y'all have probably heard this, but the visual is if right now I was like, hey, there are 1,000 red solo cups flipped upside down outside in your yard, and underneath of them, there are 4 diamonds. I guarantee you, and I said, ready, set, go, there would be nobody on here. Y'all would be outside flipping those cups until you found your diamonds, right? You have that right now. Every single one of us. We have that opportunity. Your red solo cups are people. It might take you the first 79 flips and 79 conversations before you find your first person that's going to go silver with you. And the reality of this opportunity is in 6 months, that person might have been abducted by aliens and they're never messaging you back anymore, right? And so then you get to flip another cup because that person that just got abducted by aliens, they taught you how to talk to the next person. And then you get to flip another cup and another cup and another cup. But you could be one cup away and one conversation away from the person that's going to change your business. And some of us get so dang caught up in our emotions and in our mindset that we're not willing to flip the next cup. I heard this story one time, and Emily, you've probably heard this too. It was actually Jen that told me this. She said, I was in this business for about 6 years. And then all of a sudden, I looked at my friend and I was like, why is it that you have never done this with me? And her friend said, well, you've never asked. And so I didn't think that I was worth it and that I was good enough to be part of it because you never asked me to be. And every time I think about that story, I think about how many people we have in our world that we're just waiting, right? Like we've put up the post and now we're waiting for the fish to jump in. And so often they're not going to jump in. They're waiting for us to have the conversation with them. They're waiting for us to comment on their post. They're waiting for us to send the message to pick up the phone and get them in a conversation. And we never do it because we're afraid of what they're going to say. Y'all, how many of you have ever been told no to something? Right? Like every day, I've got teenagers. I'm still breathing, right? What is the worst case scenario? That they're not going to try your products? Or you ask for a shout out post and they're not going to put up a shout out post? Okay, next. Not because we're just going to discard them. We're going to love on them. And at some point in time, they're going to do it too. I can tell you in almost 10 years in this business, I can think of three people that were really cruel to me. All three of those people have come back around. They're now somewhere on my team. All of them. And at some point in time, I almost thought about quitting because of it. Now, is every single person every single time going to come full circle? No. But how dare us be that selfish, right? Because that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. We're so worried about our perception of ourselves that we don't put ourselves out there for somebody else that is desperately searching for an answer. And we know that somebody that is desperately searching for a health answer, probably not posting about it on Facebook. And we know even more because I was one of them. We always had more month than money at the end of the month. When I was teaching, it was always down to the very last paycheck. And checks would bounce and we would be in the red, and then my paycheck would come in. Y'all, I was never posting about that on social media. Like, hey guys, can't pay my bills this month. No, nobody knew. And from the outside looking in, it looked great. You have somebody in your world right now that's like that. 80% mindset, 20% skill set, because I know y'all's leaders and I know what Plexus is doing for us right now. How many people are you plugging into a Monday night call? How many people are you plugging into a Thursday night call? And take a real honest stock of the last people that you've brought in. Because if you are adding, I always work in multiples of 3 for this. So if you've added 9 people, have 3 of those 9 people gone silver. 30% of your ads should be going silver. And that means that every single person is getting the right opportunity. You're not picking and choosing out of those 9 people. Because I can tell y'all that all of my rock stars have come from times when I never thought they would do it. And if you don't give every single person the same opportunity, you have no idea because we're so quick to prejudge. So those excuses, that was a fast 20 minutes. Those excuses that you wrote down at the beginning, I want you to really take a hard look at them tonight. Before you go to bed, don't wait. Because we all know the reality. It's fun when you're on a Zoom, right? And you're with like-minded people, or you're at an event and we get done with that and we're like, all right, tomorrow I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna go Diamond, I'm gonna get my 12 people, I'm gonna get the 2 hats, whatever it is. And then we wake up and all those things are gonna happen again for you. Unless you make the conscious decision that I'm going to be really productive. And maybe that's in nooks and crannies for you right now. Don't tell yourself the lie that you have to have 4 straight hours to work. You don't. You can work in nooks and crannies if you're very productive in the nooks and crannies that you have. I'm going to tell y'all, putting up a post and putting up a story, that's not work in your business. So how much did you really work today? How many messages did you send? How many people did you get on the phone? Messages, posts, or I'm sorry, posts and stories. Yeah, that lets us know that your business is open. But that's not what's going to grow you to where you want to be. That number that you put down first, and I made you scratch it out, you're worth that. You can do that. I can say that confidently without knowing every single one of you because you have every single thing that you need in this opportunity. You just have to decide and believe that you can do it because that energy is what's going to attract your next person. Okay, we got 5 minutes. Lace, did you have any questions or anything I didn't go over?
I think the only what I was thinking about is what either in the beginning or even now, because I'm sure it's changed throughout your course of your business, but like who do you like to listen to or books or podcasts, whatever, like I know in the beginning you said like training, Sarah Marble and things like that, but is there like people that stick out to you that like really fill your funnel? Like,
I for sure right now I was actually going to look it up. I change people on Instagram like I change my underwear. I know that's a really weird thing to say, but that's the first thing that popped into my mind. Maybe it's because it's 10 o'clock at night. Um, but there is a guy, and I'll send it over to you. It's called the School something. He's so good. I send it to my team all the time right now. It's just these like short clips that I've been listening to a ton because that stuff really fires me up. I love Natalie Fuller. She's a diamond in Plexus. I love following her and listening to her. She's been in network marketing for 40 years. And it's just, she straight talks all the time. Like y'all are going to have ebbs and flows in your business. You're going to, right? But here's the reality. A brick and mortar business has the same ebbs and flows, but just 1,000 times worse. Like we paid $40 a year. We have a shipping department. We have a customer service department. Like we have everything that we need. So there are like I love Natalie Fuller, Jill Renfro, Emily. Like there, find your people in Plexus Diamonds that you can follow that fill your cup. I don't even follow all the diamonds. I actually find that the more people in Plexus that you follow, the more saturated your algorithms become. And so I only have like 3 or 4 people. The Alita Langford, she's one of my best friends, and so of course, like she fills me up. Her 10-year anniversary is today. So if you need to be inspired by company, like go to that right now and follow her because she's got tons of stuff. But a lot of my inspiration actually comes from people outside of Plexus right now, just in the entrepreneurial world in general.
I love that. I've been listening to a lot of Ed Milet lately, just 'cause I hadn't really done that before, and I know he's speaking to us at convention. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You're talking a lot about energy, which I 1,000,000% agree with. Um, what do you say to your people who've been with you for, because you've been with Plexus, what did you say, 10 years or 9 years,
No,
something like that?
that will be in August.
So you've probably had people with you for that amount of time. Um, how do you encourage them to go and kind of get that energy back up when they are in those ebbs and flows of their business? What do you like to encourage them to go do or help them with their energy?
Yeah, I love that. I think, first of all, this is again going to sound a little bit crazy, but I have a super sweet senior gold on my team, and she's having so many breakthroughs right now. But one of the things I always tell her when she feels the most drained, put your phone down. Like you have to step away for just a few minutes, even sometimes. She actually ended up hitting her last rank and didn't even know it because I told her to put her phone down for 2 hours and go out and do something with her family. And she came back and her team had actually rallied behind her. And so that's the number one thing. That does not always happen, right? I never hit a rank when I wasn't like staring at my
Well, I
phone.
think what you're saying is like have good boundaries. Like don't be just like constantly working. Don't also be not working at all and only thinking about it. Like I think that you're saying like just that time management.
Well, and I think that that's so important, y'all. Like, how many of you want this because you want time freedom? Like, we all hear it, right? It's like, oh, I want time freedom. Full disclosure, I hit Diamond and I was like, I'm set. I don't have to do it anymore. Like, I've arrived. Y'all, you'll never arrive. I just want to put that out there, right? Like, the second that you stop working, and some of y'all are probably thinking, like, oh, I'm going to hit senior silver, or when I hit gold, then I'll be able to travel, or when I hit senior gold, I'll be able to do this for my family. And then we hit that rank and it doesn't really feel different, if I'm being fully honest with y'all. Like, and but we think that it should. And so then we kind of just sit back and then our business falls back and our energy source gets drained. And so 1000% you have to protect your mindset around this. So you hear this all the time, but I tell my team some of the 5 people that you're around. Some of my girls that have been here the longest with me, they have the energy source with our team, but the energy source outside of their team sucks the life out of them. And so it's just this like hamster wheel, right? And so the sum of the 5 people that you're with, if your energy source is not constantly filling you, you have to reevaluate where you're at and the people that you're getting your fill from. What are you listening to every single day? There's a video from Trisha Rager that she did, I don't know, like probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. For 2 weeks straight, I listened to that every single morning when I got up because she was so hyped up in the video. And some people, I send it to my team and they're like, I did not like that at all. Right. So it's not going to be the same thing for every single person. But I am a firm believer of listening to something over and over and over again if it's going to hype you. And that's different for every single person. But I also think that people get drained when they stay on this hamster wheel and they're not constantly plugged into a new goal because you have to have the long-term vision. And $500 a month might not change your world, but $5,000 a month, that's going to change your world. And so if your energy feels drained or if you feel like you've been here for a long time, what is your lid? And what is your urgency? Y'all know what it's like when you have 24 hours left at the end of the month, right? How many messages do you send out? All of us, like 65,000, right? It's like, I'm gonna message everyone because there's a timeline and there's an urgency. And what I find with my team that kind of just plateaus is that they're like, oh, I want senior gold or I want emerald. But they're like, yeah, maybe in 30 years. Like, that's fine if it happens. And there's not an urgency with the deadline. And so I am not telling y'all that, like, okay, this month you've got to go gold, and then the next month you go senior gold, and the next month you go ruby. That's not really realistic for most people. But what is realistic is to set a point goal every single month and then wake up every single day and say, my team is doing it right now. And they're starting, like, because we had a way ebb for a little while. And so now every single day in our team chat, how many messages are you sending? How many responses did you get back? How many conversations did you get started? And we post it in our chat together so that we can see the energy source, but we can also see the reality. So, okay, I might have sent 40 messages today and 3 people messaged me back. All right, tomorrow I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do the same thing. Why? Because I have an urgency about where I'm going. And so, and the other thing I think about that too is, y'all, man, my job in teaching was so capped, right? I was never making more than what I was going to make unless I wanted to go back and get my like another degree or another master's or whatever it was. And here, nobody caps my income. Like, I love that my daughter is on a travel soccer team today. I could drop $400 for a weekend to go travel with her for a hotel and not really have to think about it. And we do that several times over the summer. I want other people to know. I screenshotted the receipt and I sent it to my team. Like, how many people are you doing that with? You know, if you make $300, I know that you can't plaster it all over, but send that to a VIP on your team and be like, yo, Lexus just sent me 300 bucks. and it was an extra bonus, I want to help you earn that this month. Like, what's your energy source and how are you filling people? Because the people that stay stuck on that hamster wheel for years upon years upon years are not filling themselves with that.
So good. Does anybody else have questions for Brianne? I feel like, yeah, energy is something that I keep hearing like all over, everywhere. Other Plexus people, other podcasts I'm listening to, that's for sure a huge, huge thing for us.
Because what you complain about is what persists, right?
Mhm.
I
Right.
mean, I had that last week with something. I actually got into our Diamond page and I posted about it. And then by noon, I was like, what the heck? Like, this is not a problem at all. But the people that were messaging me were constantly complaining about it. And so I had to take down the post because I was like, that's not me. And that's not what my intent was. And I don't want to pull in somebody that's going to drain me.
Mhm.
And so maybe that's you too, right? Maybe it's like, oh, I've been gold forever. Well, what are you projecting that to be? Like you cannot keep complaining about something or saying something negative and expect different results. It doesn't work in an opportunity like this.
Absolutely. So good. You've shared so many good nuggets. We really appreciate you being here. I hope that if you guys have other questions, you'll just have to message me and I'll send them on to Bree. Um, but yeah, we'll let you get on with your night. But we really appreciate you. You have so much good wisdom to share.
Anything you need, message me.
Thank you, Brianne.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. All right, guys, I am going to share my screen because we'll go over like our recognition and stuff. Um, okay. Oh, goodness gracious. Too many things open. Okay. Oops. Guys, I'll have to holler if you can't see this because I can just see M right now. Okay. So May team call. Obviously, we just heard from Brianne. She's amazing. I love listening to her. And I don't know why my picture didn't Lacey Madison. I don't think she's on the Zoom anyway right now, but our silver rank up was Lacey Madison. She is actually sponsored by Michelle. Both of these girls are newer to our team. And so within the last couple months, I would say, they are maybe 3-ish months, they started sharing anyway. And so they are part of Nancy Klotz's team. So really excited for her team. They're doing awesome. And then this is a big deal, you guys. These are all the people in Emily's team down that had point increases in April. And so if your name is on the list, you should feel really proud because I think even just maintaining your points is a big deal. Or maintaining close to your points because that means you're working and you're sharing and you're doing the things that need to be done. And so it's a big deal when you see point increases. So be proud of yourself for sure. And then our top VIP enrollers. Um, so we had a few people that earned the luggage and jean jacket. So again, be really proud if your name is on this list because I think like I always shoot for a goal of 3. It doesn't always happen, but kind of like Brianne said, like that actually kind of hit me like, oh yeah, like how many messages are you sending? Are you don't just be in your stories and your posts. But anyway, when she said that, that kind of hit me like, oh gosh, yeah, what are you doing for your business? But anyway, top enrollers, there's lots of names on here. You guys should all be proud of yourself. Okay. Just our calendar real quick. So obviously Monday we had our team call tonight. This whole week we're going to be really focusing on inviting to our Mother's Day Zoom on Thursday night. So we're kind of joining forces with some other Diamond teams, and there's lots of great speakers. Emily did share it in our threads, but I think it was like Em's going to speak, Rebecca Folks, Jordan Gibson, Joanna Miller, Sheila Medina, I think. Am I forgetting anybody? I'm not sure. So that'll be really, really good. It'll be a Zoom, 20 minutes. It's not going to be a really long thing. So definitely like I would focus your work on that. And there are our action steps this week, I believe, in like our momentum builders thread are going to kind of focus on inviting to that. So, um, every Tuesday, watch out for the Insight and Inspo lives and Rising Jewels. So, I don't have everybody planned out yet. It might be some of us jewels, it might be some other leaders. We're still kind of figuring that out. But I like those, you guys, because they're nice and short and sweet and concise. And sometimes it's things that like I don't even think about that you guys share about. And it's fun to learn from other leaders also. And then Emma's doing her open coaching calls every Thursday at noon Mountain Time. And then we might have changed this. I know, Emily, you were asking in our leaders thread if we should start accountability group right away or take little breaks. So just pause on that. Not, we're not quite sure yet if we need a little bit longer break than starting next week already, because it just seems like it's fast. And I know it's just a busy, who's not busy right now, right? So, and then a little bit about our incentives. So if you add 3 people this month, 3 level 1s, and they must have 100 PV order, you're going to get the Plexus trucker hat. For 6 people, you get an additional hat, plus you get $400 cash. And for 12 people, you're going to earn another $400 cash. So that's a lot of cash on the table, you guys, for adding people. And so we should definitely be sharing this with especially our new people that started, like just kind of like Bree said, like we have to be asking all of our people and trying to even ask them. I try to ask my people often or throughout their journey because you never know when things change or they just have different priorities and something strikes them different. So, and then our featured product is the Vital Biome. So, and then there's still the Fast Start Refresh bonuses and Jewel Momentum bonuses. Okay, and I just have a couple quotes from a couple people that I've tried to be better at following people who kind of like Brianne said, like just fill my cup and like aren't negative or just are very positive and more network marketing. But this Robert Kiyosaki, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. He's kind of in the financial world. So change your focus from making money to serving more people because that makes the money come in. And I think we talk about that a lot. Like this should be people over points, not so much just looking at your rank or looking at your points all the time. And I've been listening to a lot of Ed Milet, and I liked this quote. He said, "You must generate momentum with small wins because small wins beget big wins. So celebrate your small wins, do your consistent action to get those small wins, and that snowballs into the bigger wins." So that was kind of fast, but did you have anything to add to that?
No, just have a lot of fun with that mom's event that we're having on Thursday night. That is like an exclusive call just for our team and those other 5 Jewel teams. So I'm really excited about it. One person's gonna be drawn, like a name will be drawn live, and they're gonna earn a bouquet of flowers from Farm Girl Flowers or whatever that brand is called. So this is just a really great opportunity to like just reach back out to the people that you've been talking to. It's 20 minutes. So each day I've got message examples scheduled for in Rising Jewels, and we're going to be focusing on this event all week in our Momentum Builders action. So take advantage of it because it could be really, really impactful for those people that are on the fence or you haven't talked to about Plexus yet, but they decide they want to come. Thanks, Lace,
Sure.
for doing this. This was great.
Yeah, the only other thing I was going to say, and just because I saw the email before I popped on here, was did you guys all see Reset is now 100 PV? So if somebody just orders a reset, you'll get your full 6 points for that. I thought that was kind of
And I
interesting. Like,
think there is a price increase on it, so double check that. Just keep
no,
that in
like
mind.
19 maybe or something like that. So yeah, keep that in mind too. But I thought that
And the active like 3 pack, the active, what is it called? Variety pack that is sold out as well as the hydrate, the watermelon hydrate.
good to know. Okay, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll see you I'm not sure about next Monday night. I'll see you on the next on the next call. For sure Thursday night though, hopefully. Okay. Good night, guys.